In a small village nestled between rolling hills and winding rivers, there lived a young boy named Arjun. His home was a humble shack with a leaky roof and creaking wooden walls. The village itself was beautiful, but for Arjun, life was a daily struggle. His father worked as a laborer, toiling in the fields from sunrise to sunset, while his mother stitched clothes for the neighbors in exchange for meager coins. Despite their hardships, Arjun's family was bound together by love and hope. Arjun was a curious and bright child. He loved to watch the birds soar across the sky and dreamed of one day flying high himself, escaping the limitations of poverty. Each morning, he would help his mother fetch water from the well, then rush to the village school with a tattered bag and a notebook filled with dreams. The other children often teased him for his worn-out clothes and bare feet, but Arjun smiled through it all, determined not to let their words break his spirit. School was Arjun's sanctuary. He listened intently to his teacher, absorbing every lesson as though it were a precious gift. He knew that education was the key to a better life, the only way to unlock the doors to a future he longed for. But even at school, the challenges seemed endless. The classroom lacked proper desks, the books were old and torn, and sometimes there wasn't enough chalk for the teacher to write on the board. Yet Arjun made the most of every opportunity. He would borrow books from older students, carefully copying notes late into the night by the light of a flickering candle. Despite his efforts, poverty cast a long shadow over Arjun's life. There were days when his family had only a piece of bread to share for dinner. On rainy nights, water would seep through the roof, soaking his bed and his precious notebook. Still, Arjun never complained. He would quietly patch the roof with his father, dry his books in the sun, and remind himself that tough times never last, but tough people do. One day, the school announced a scholarship competition. The prize was a full scholarship to a prestigious school in the city, an opportunity that could change Arjun's life forever. The village buzzed with excitement, but many doubted that a poor boy like Arjun could compete with the children from wealthier families. Arjun, however, saw it as a chance to prove himself. He spent every spare moment preparing for the exam, reading borrowed books, asking his teacher questions, and practicing until his hands ached. As the day of the competition approached, Arjun's anxiety grew. He worried about letting his family down, about not being good enough. But his mother hugged him and said, "Remember, son, success belongs to those who never give up. Your effort is already a victory." Her words warmed his heart and gave him the strength to believe in himself. On the morning of the exam, Arjun woke early. He washed his face, put on his cleanest shirt, and walked to the school with determination shining in his eyes. The classroom was filled with students from all over the region, many dressed in fine clothes and carrying new books. Arjun felt a pang of insecurity, but he pushed it aside, focusing on the task ahead. The exam was challenging, filled with complex questions and problems he had never seen before. Nevertheless, Arjun wrote with all his heart, drawing upon everything he had learned. Days passed in anxious anticipation. Arjun continued to help his family and study, but the uncertainty weighed heavily on him. At last, the results were announced. The whole village gathered in the schoolyard, and the headmaster read out the names of the winners. Arjun's heart pounded in his chest. When his name was called, a wave of disbelief washed over him. Tears filled his eyes as he realized he had won the scholarship. The crowd erupted in applause, and his parents hugged him tightly, proud of their son's achievement. Arjun's journey was far from over. The city school was a world apart from his village, a place of bright lights, tall buildings, and endless possibilities. At first, he struggled to fit in. The lessons were harder, the students more competitive, and everything seemed overwhelming. Yet, Arjun remembered his mother's words and refused to give up. He studied harder than ever, waking before dawn to review his notes and staying late in the library to seek help from teachers. Gradually, his perseverance paid off. He began to excel in his studies, making new friends who admired his determination and kindness. Years passed, and Arjun's hard work bore fruit. He graduated at the top of his class, and earned a scholarship to a renowned university. There, he discovered his passion for engineering and dedicated himself to finding solutions that would help people like his family. With each achievement, Arjun reminded himself of his humble beginnings and the obstacles he had overcome. Eventually, Arjun returned to his village, not as the poor boy everyone remembered, but as a young man filled with hope and knowledge. He used his education to improve the lives of others, building clean water systems, repairing homes, and supporting the local school. His story became a source of inspiration for children everywhere, a testament to the power of perseverance and hope. Arjun's journey teaches us that life is full of challenges, but success is not reserved for the privileged or the wealthy. It belongs to those who refuse to surrender, who rise each time they fall, and who chase their dreams with unwavering determination. No matter how difficult the path may seem, every step forward is a victory. With courage, hard work, and the belief that you can overcome anything, even the poorest little boy can change his world.
So, whenever you feel lost, whenever the odds seem stacked against you, remember Arjun's story. The world may doubt you, and circumstances may try to hold you back, but your spirit is stronger than any obstacle. Never give up on your dreams. The journey may be long and the road may be rough, but with perseverance, anything is possible. Each setback is a lesson, each challenge an opportunity, and every effort brings you closer to the life you imagine.
Let Arjun's story remind you, greatness is born in the hearts of those who never give up. No matter who you are or where you come from, your potential is limitless. Keep moving forward, keep believing in yourself, and remember, your dreams are worth fighting for.